Chapter 9. For an instant, an abrupt and outlandish thought appeared in Emma's mind. The Mr. Anderson that Doris mentioned could really be her husband, Alex Anderson? When she processed it again, she found it to be too preposterous. How could it be? Alex was an orphan who grew up in a welfare home. However, who else in the world would treat her so well besides Alex? $40 million was an extravagant hope, but they gave her $80 million. She couldn't help but asked curiously, "Miss Young, may I know if your chairman is Alex Anderson?" Doris's heart skipped a beat. The boss had already demanded her to keep his identity secret, only to reveal his last name to the public. She would be blamed if his wife guessed it. She shook her hands frantically and said, "Miss Richard, I hope you can drop it. Our chairman is the descendant of a prominent family in Westcliff. His identity is highly confidential and I have no right to disclose it." Emma nodded gently. She composed herself upon the mention of the descendant in Westcliff. Alex was an orphan, he was definitely not a so-called descendant from a prominent family. Indeed, she was overthinking it. Emma still felt a little dizzy and confused when she exited Doris's office. She was holding an $80 million contract between Richard Group and Diamond Group in her hand. Everything unfolded like a dream. As soon as she saw Alex at the entrance, she rushed to him excitedly and said, "Alex, I did it. I did it." Alex grinned in his heart and thought, "Your husband is the owner of Diamond Group, of course you'd get the deal." However, he pretended to be surprised and said, "Wow. You managed to strike the deal for such a tough project. Dear, you're so incredible." "Not really, it's not that I'm good at it, but it seems that they had given the project to me for free." "Huh," Alex donned a confused look. "Why do you say that?" Emma was afraid that Alex would be jealous if she told him about the chairman's intention, so she quickly diverted his attention and said, "It's a long story. Let's go back to the office now and tell everyone the good news." Alex laughed. "Okay. This time, that bastard Harold must honor the bet and kneel before me." Emma nodded. "Yes. He is always so snobbish and arrogant, let's give him a taste of his own medicine." Truth be told, Emma had her own temperament too. Harold and the rest of the family members had always looked down upon her and her husband, but now that she struck the impossible deal, she intended to tame them to be a little bit more humble. 10 minutes later, they arrived at Richard Group. Everyone was sitting in the conference room, looking strange and peculiar. They knew that Emma had gone to Diamond Group early in the morning, but no one believed that she could make it. They were here to make fun of her. Unexpectedly, she came back way earlier than they anticipated. When Emma and Alex entered the conference room, everyone was looking at them with a sneering and sarcastic look. Harold started ignorantly, "Hey, Emma, you've come back in half an hour, huh? You couldn't even get through their door, am I right? Ha ha ha." Olivia continued, "Emma, you failed in less than an hour. Breaking a world record, I see." A gloomy cloud hovered over Lady Richard's face. She was annoyed. She knew that the project and Diamond Group were difficult to tackle, but Emma should at least be serious and determined even if she failed. How could she give up so easily? Lady Richard glared at her and growled, "Emma Richard, you disappoint me." Alex frowned at their reactions. Could they be more disgusting than this? They were ridiculing and chiding Emma without knowing the results yet. Especially Harold Richard, the cocky bastard. Who did he think he was? How could he be so pompous? He should be getting ready to kneel before him. Emma was initially very excited and thrilled, but facing the crowd's mocking and teasing, the wrath of fury was burning inside her. She furrowed and said, "I'm sorry to let you down, but I've struck a deal with Doris Young of Diamond Group." "What? You did it?" "No. No way. Impossible. You couldn't even meet Doris Young." Everyone recoiled in shock. Emma Richard, do you think we'll buy it? Harold regained his composure, slapped the table and said furiously, Miss Young of Diamond Group is a renowned elite in the city. Why would she want to meet you? Are you not clear about who you are? Facing everyone's doubts and accusations, Emma retrieved the contract and handed it to Lady Richard. This is the contract. Please take a look at it. The contract was like a bomb that exploded in the middle of the conference room, sending shock waves across everyone in the room. Harold still refused to believe it. He shouted loudly, she must have forged the document. I don't believe that she can handle Diamond Group. He's right, Olivia added in great dismay. Who does she think she is to strike a deal with Diamond? It is a $40 million project. If she can do it, I would have already gotten the deal a long time ago. Emma sneered. My cousin, you're wrong, it's not $40 million, it's $80 million. No way, Olivia grinned. $80 million contract? You find it funny to lie like that, don't you? You think we're all fools, don't you? If you say the deal is $80 million, I can tell everyone that I'd get a $100 million contract. Harold curled his lips in disdain and said, Emma, you're treating Grandma and us like fools. He then turned to Lady Richard and said, Grandma, this is outrageous. You can't let her go just like that. Lady Richard was so angry she was gritting her teeth indignantly. She already felt it was feeble to strike a $40 million deal, but Emma came back half an hour later saying that the contract was worth $80 million. Did the young lady really play her for a fool in front of so many people? Did she really think that, as the head of the family, she could be bullied like this? If she didn't kick the rebellious girl out of her family, how could she control the family in the future? Furrowing furiously, Lady Richard slapped the table and shouted, Emma Richard, go to the HR department immediately to proceed with your resignation. Emma gaped in extreme bewilderment. Were these people out of their minds? How hard could it be to just flip the contract open and take a look at it? At this moment, someone shouted abruptly, damn. The official social media account of Diamond Group has just released a statement. The $80 million contract is real.